I think you've got to choose what your goal is.
There's so many people that have just ripped up the rule book in the YouTube space at the moment.
If you're looking to take YouTube seriously, be willing to build in public. Quality, quantity, quickness.
Everyone will think, watching this pod, think I've like dragged you out to be here today. Kind of forced you. Just don't tell people that I'm paying you to be here.
You paid me with a bit of caffeine this morning, which obviously hasn't kicked in,
Yeah.
and some breakfast.
A nice breakfast. See the things I do for you, mate?
I know, mate.
Just such a nice guy. Anyway, mate, welcome to the pod. Mr. Adam Callow, the owner and the CEO and the chief operating officer and the what else did I put on here? Chief operator of Our Dubai Diary.
Correct.
The YouTube channel.
Well, that's what Sarah calls it.
Okay.
People don't know who Sarah is. Sarah's my wife.
Yeah.
She calls it Our Dubai Diary.
Okay.
I call it Dubai Diary. It's called Dubai Diary. But
What's the @ the YouTube symbol, the YouTube @ tag?
oh, now you're asking me. I think it's Our Dubai Diary because Dubai Diary was taken.
So Sarah was right then, basically.
You've got to cut this out.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Sarah's totally right. If that's what it says, that's what it says.
It's all right. She'll never see this.
Okay. What she might do. This YouTube channel's popping, mate. 128 subscribers at this moment. Come on. At least 100 people are going to say it, mate. Thank you so much for being here today, mate. The reason why we're here is because you've turned your YouTube channel into a business. And so many people, I think, when they start YouTube, don't realize that or don't want to see it as a business. They just do it as a hobby or they do it for fun. On the flip side, people are like, right, I want to make money in the first like 2 months, but it's not the way it is, right?
That feels like so much pressure, by the way. Do you know, if you come out the gates and it's like, I have to make money and commercialize this thing, I would hate to be in that position, 100%. Yeah, so...
The expectation is just too high, I think.
I think it's unrealistic, not just too high. I think it's unrealistic because, I guess depending on where you are in your creator journey, I think it's very tough to come out the gate swinging and get traction in this space. From at least my experience, I guess there's a bit of background in terms of me. Not completely fresh to content, so it's not as if I have just gone, you know what, let's just do some YouTube. Myself and Sarah have built agencies in the UK. Sort of content agencies, media buying agencies. So we're around the sort of like media space, know the channels and all that.
Yeah.
And we definitely do not class ourselves as YouTubers, or I guess didn't.
Right, let me just tell a funny story right here. Right, I was out with Adam once at February 30 on West
I know where
Palm.
you're going with this.
Yeah, and Adam said he doesn't class himself as a YouTuber. However, we were here just dancing away, a little bit of house music. This guy comes up to you, don't he, and recognises you. You're the guy from YouTube, the Dubai guy.
Yeah.
So there you go, mate. You're a YouTuber.
Officially a YouTuber, yeah.
And I just thought that was really funny that he'd got recognised for some reason, because I just normally see you as my mate, but then getting recognised, I was like, oh my God, my mate's like famous. Like, this is cool.
Didn't get any free drinks or anything like that. I think it went the other way, actually. I think I bought him a drink to make me feel good.
Well, you're a
like,
YouTuber, mate. You make
to
so
the
much
bar.
money. That's why, obviously. Oh, mate. Well, I mean, so when you started your YouTube channel, did you start it because you're like, right, I want to make loads of money out of this? Or was it just like a hobby? Or like, how did it go?
So, bit of background. We relocated from UK to Dubai. And when we were sort of like going through that journey, naturally everybody goes to YouTube, like to go and like as a search engine. Cool. We're trying to find out where's the best places to live, what are the best schools. For a family though, and only stuff we could find on YouTube was the people that come out here for like the millionaire weekend, top of the palm, doing their brains, spending all the money, and then going home. I'm like, well, that doesn't help us.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we come out here, we spend, I don't know, in total 15, 16 weeks here across like 3 or 4 different visits. And we end up deciding to relocate here as a family. And Sarah came up with the idea, was like, we couldn't find the content that we wanted. So why don't we just start creating content, document our journey, so that when other people are thinking about relocating, there's stuff there for families.
Okay.
And this kind of came at the same time that I got 2 young boys. So Reggie is 9, Riley just turned 12. And you can imagine like these young lads, they're on YouTube all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And they start asking questions about YouTube and how does it work and why has Mr. Beast got so much money?
Why can't my daddy be like Mr. Beast?
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah. Come on, like why can't we have a chocolate bar? And they sort of like to start to show an interest in actually like creating stuff.
Yeah.
So Riley got his gaming PC, started to stream his Fortnite games. I'm probably being judged as a parent right now, but it is what it is. He started like streaming his Fortnite games. Yeah, he's pretty clutch when it comes to Fortnite. If I've used that language right, Riley hates it.
If he starts making loads of money out of this though, like you'll just be
happy days,
cooking. Yeah, happy days.
Yeah. I'll be his rep. I'll be his agent. So then we're like, okay, how about this? Boys are interested in content. Why don't we just start a family project? We'll document our journey. Worst case, it'll be fun for us. Best case, at that position, we were like, it will help other people. So like, cool, we've got this little project. So we're in the UK, we started documenting that journey all the way through to like moving to Dubai. So like the origin story of the channel was a project, like no big desires to make any money whatsoever, no desires to turn it into a business. It was, can we have fun with this as a family? Because me and Sarah got our own day jobs and bits like that. We're like, cool, we've got our own stuff to worry about.
So it's almost like an activity for the family to do together.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you remember your first video?
I remember the first video that's on the channel isn't technically the first video we shot for the sort of Dubai Diary. We created like a 3-part series because we just came out here as a family holiday. Sort of did the holiday, had no desires to relocate. That's sort of when we got introduced to Dubai. So the first 3 videos on the channel are actually sort of like our holiday stuff. We just repackaged it all back up and then made it relevant for the channel. And then the earlier videos are more around quite like talking head stuff of like the very functional things about moving, because Sarah's respectfully like she wants to look at the properties and she wants to look at the schooling, and I'm like, how much is this? What's a visa? What's the process? What do I need to pay?
Where's the Irish pubs?
Give you the spreadsheet of like, how much is this move actually going to cost us? So I just kind of went transactional. I was like, everything that I was learning then, I just did a couple of talking head videos, which kind of didn't land, they didn't resonate, but I was still like working out content and bits like that at that time. But I'd probably say the first piece of content that I'd say helped us understand what the audience wanted was when we started to do tours of where we lived, and we started to share exactly how much things cost, when we were like being like really transparent. And to the point that when people meet us off the back of the channel, like, oh, you guys are just like you are in real life. Because me and Sarah would occasionally bicker, like argue about something, like what we're buying, where we're buying it from, how much is this? And we just kept all that in because it was amusing for us. We're like, well, this is a family project. It was like very real and relatable. And then it kind of gave us that signal, which is like, okay, people just want the real stuff. They don't want the shiny stuff.
Yeah. Was that because people were commenting and saying, oh, we like this? Or people were like, they want like the genuine stuff, I guess, more than the shiny stuff?
I'd say the first signal was like, it just got more views.
Okay,
like people were watching it. And I've since gone to learn a little bit more around like the retention charts and bits like that. But like, I guess more of the storytelling behind the scenes, like vloggy formatty stuff, where people can see not what you're presenting Dubai to be or what you're presenting your life to be. They were like, oh no, this is the truth. And then people started to get into the comments. And that started to like fuel our understanding of like, oh, this is the value that people are getting from watching the channel. Yeah.
So it's that, again, it goes back to this old argument, which is like this, the authenticity wins, right? And even just you just saying they're just keeping in like the bickers and, you know, about prices and things, like people will find that interesting because they will probably have exactly the same thing. They can relate to that just as much as
100%.
Yeah.
And like most people won't want to put on a channel where it's like, there's a price for something. It's like, that is too much money. We can't afford that, or we're not spending that much money. And that is what people are thinking. But that's not normally what's presented in like this perfect, oh, you're moving, you're relocating, you're doing the Dubai lifestyle. It's like, yeah, but it's really expensive. we can't afford that. If you try and come out here and keep up with the Joneses, you are dead on arrival. So
do you think there's a lot of misconceptions then when people move to Dubai? And do you think that's what your YouTube channel solves?
Yeah, 100%.
Really?
So I think we could go down a whole other thread of like Dubai is like a brand and it has a certain way of like presenting itself. But if you come here and you actually spend time away from, I would say, the shinier side of what Dubai can be, Dubai can really be what you want it to be. And we want it to be a place to have community, safety for the kids. So when we sort of take ourselves away from, I guess, the Palm, JBR, Marina lifestyle into what's it actually like to live?
Are you stereotyping here?
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. But for those people that want that lifestyle, it's there.
Yeah.
And that's why I think this place is awesome, because you can kind of choose what you want it to be. But there wasn't anywhere that was talking about what's it like living in a family that is, well, we'll just say like middle class, has the means to move to Dubai, but not the means to live like the extravagant Dubai lifestyle. and then actually like put your kids in good education and the healthcare costs and the day to day of like, what's it like to live in 47 degrees heat during the summer and how miserable is it? It's like all that stuff. We're like, okay, that's the stuff we wanted to document.
So it's super, super niche, I guess, your audience, right? And but it works because you're really genuinely solving a problem for the people that are looking for that. And is there anything else out there where you can find this information apart from ChatGPT, obviously?
Yeah, there's like a couple of other channels that are doing something similar. And yes, it's very niche, but the thing that I always kind of have to remind myself as well, the experience that you just said of like meeting that guy in like Feb 30, no word of a lie, that happens at least once a week.
Really?
At least once a week. Like 2 weeks ago, a guy came over and his wife followed. It was like, I wondered where he'd gone. He literally left me because he recognised. He gave me his WhatsApp number. He said, hey, let me get you a coffee or a beer. And I'm like, you probably don't want to buy me. You're obviously new to Dubai. You don't want to buy me a beer here with how expensive
you might know me, but I don't know you.
But that's another thing as well, that parasocial relationship of them knowing you. It's like,
of course.
But the impact we have on people, like bumping into people 1-2 times a week, they've used our channel for their relocation journey. I think when people are thinking about building a channel, there's like lots of different ways to think about it. And we don't need a big audience to make a big impact. Okay. Because like these people are making like big life changes and decisions. So when we look at the numbers, it's so easy sometimes to be like, like we've got some videos, again, not monstrous numbers, but like 40, 50, 70, 80K views, and some videos that have got 1,500 views. Yeah. That, if you just picture still 1,500 people in a stadium.
Yeah, there's a lot of people.
Or an arena or a cinema. It's a load of people.
Who are all looking for answers that you're solving. 100%. And it's like specific, right?
And that's the way that I have to like communicate it to my boys, because they obviously see like the Mr. Beast style views of stuff. And I'm like, let me just reset your expectations, boys. And it's like, imagine 1,000 people sat watching something that you've made, and this is how many people drop off, this is how many people got to the end, and this is how many people got value from it, and they're like, oh, that's pretty cool. I think that reframing is like really important.
I think that's what a lot of people don't realize when it comes to YouTube, is that, like you just said, you don't need, Mr. Beast appeals to a very general audience. I think it's something like 10% of the world has seen his videos, which is just like a crazy amount of number of people, but it's all perspective, isn't it? And I know businesses out there, some clients that I've had in the past and whatnot, who, you know, have maybe like 50,000 subscribers or 20,000 subscribers or 10,000 or 5,000, but because their audience is super, super, super niche and you really like getting granular with the problems that you're solving for them, they've got like multi-million pound business off the back of it.
100%.
And it's just like, you just need that you just need like a core group of fans, right? You don't need a Mr. Beast style audience to be able to start a business off the back of a YouTube channel, really, do you?
I think it depends on what your monetization model is. If you need like, if you're basically selling impressions or ads against eyeballs, you need a lot of eyeballs for that to become like meaningful. If your like monetization model is not YouTube itself, and like the revenue share or the CPMs you can get paid, if your model is like you build a community and trust and then you sell them something else, which I think is a much more realistic way to build a living off YouTube if people are thinking about it. I think there's those two routes. You either need a tremendous amount of eyeballs to make it pay well, or you need like laser focused community that see value in what you're doing, build trust that you can then sell them something else off the platform, and that's how you build a business, in my view.
Yeah, I totally agree. You talked just briefly upon just then about retention and about like how you keep an audience engaged. I guess this is a bit of a two-part question really, but like, how do you come up with ideas for your videos, and then how do you ensure that people will stick around right to the very end of a video?
Yeah, it's an interesting one.
And is it do you think about it that much, or is it like not really much thought process there?
The pendulum swings from obsessing about it to going, that's not our approach to content. And we literally go between the two. So in terms of like how we think about what we want to shoot, anytime that we have like a question or a life change or a decision to make, where we find ourselves going to Google or going to YouTube to go, what about this? And we don't find a great answer, we then make the content. Okay. So it's kind of like, this doesn't exist, or in a meaningful way, we'll make the content. Yeah. So that's kind of like this is the stuff that we make. Then we started to go, actually, there's potentially an opportunity here as a business, started to get a little bit more sophisticated with it, which is like, okay, going to something like vidIQ and going, okay, what are the terms that people are searching for? And then there's that balance of like making like super clickbaity titles that have like good click-through rate, but then people drop off immediately because they're not being like paid off in terms of like, this isn't what I was expecting.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So we have made sure we don't go, so we don't again need tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of views for what we're trying to build. We just go with like super authentic, consistent thumbnails, and then anything that we are trying to solve as a family, we will then document. We've explored a little bit recently with more of like the vloggy format stuff as well, compared to specific. We're moving from Shoba to Villanova, which is like one of our best performing videos, because people are searching for those two communities in Dubai. They want to know what it's like in each, very specific. And we've done like husbands away, a week in Dubai as a mum with 2 kids. There's like challenges to each of those.
Yeah.
Like the vloggy stuff, like we know that people like the vloggy stuff.
Yeah.
But it's hard to produce that much content.
Is it?
Yeah.
As it's producing the volume of content.
Producing the volume of content and getting the editing and everything like that done. That's like a big. There's a conversation going on with me and Sarah at the moment. It's like,
is it a conversation or a bicker?
It's a conversation. We've moved past.
And have you filmed it or not? Because we all want to see this, right? We want to see this
behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Because the I guess the channel has moved from just like a project into slightly more of like a commercial entity now. Something that we are actively going. Okay. It's creating an opportunity for Sarah to build a career that she's super passionate about. We're now being like slightly more strategic with it in terms of like how we think about content, what's realistic, like frequency and consistency around what we produce and bits like that. We're starting to be a bit more considered with it now.
What does that mean?
Well, like before, we both got day jobs. We're both busy. When we could shoot content, we would find the time and do it.
Okay, so you just fit it around your life,
yeah,
basically.
fit it in around our life. And there were so many times when it would be like, this would make a great piece of content, but we were just too busy to get to it. And then alongside like building the channel just as like a project, we would bump into people. We've built some amazing friendships off the back of the channel. And then Sarah started to get lots of questions around what about this in Dubai? What about that in Dubai? What about that community? And Sarah's a wonderful human. She just goes out of her way to help people. So she would go to a community and send a video and help people and go, well, this is what that's like. And then just to go back one step, me and Sarah have built these agencies together, but she'll say herself, I founded the agencies and she sort of helped operate them. And she said a sentence to me which really hit home, which is like, I'm tired of building stuff in your shadow. I was like,
it's in your
deep.
shadow?
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
okay. Right. A bottle of red wine in, let's go.
Like, shots fired. I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, since having the kids, because in the space of like a year, we bought a house, had a kid, started a business. That was...
In a year?
In a year. So
nothing really, mate.
Exactly.
Come on. At least have 4 kids.
I'm just like, let's just get it all done together. And she had a wonderful time being a mum and sort of then eased back into like getting operational inside the business. So I was like driving the business and she was like operating. And she was like, I just don't enjoy it. I was like, okay, what do you want to do? And she's like, I'm getting so much joy out of helping these families relocate because we think it's the best thing we've done as a family so far. And she's like, to give other people like the answers, she gets so much joy out of. So she was spending loads of time on it. And we were meeting loads of people. And then we were having dinner with some friends. And one of them owns a real estate brokerage here. And he was like, how many people are messaging you every week? And we didn't think the numbers were meaningful, like tens of people. We didn't think the numbers were meaningful. He's like, do you know that I would like literally bite your arm off about here for that many leads?
Really?
And I'm like, what do you mean? He was like, you've got qualified leads coming through. Like people that are high intent looking to move to Dubai. Like a broker would be lucky to get 10% of that many leads on a
Really? Why?
So naturally at that point, you're like
ching, 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 ching.
Go back home. We might have something here.
Yeah.
And that's really where it kind of like...
Sparks.
And we sort of like pull on that thread. So off the back of that, Sarah spent a little bit more time, helped a few people relocate, started to understand like the real estate scene over here. Went on some like property tours and met some more brokers. And her general view is 9 out of 10 brokers out here are not fantastic.
Okay.
They're just not meaning to like shots fired, but it's just the fact because the amount of brokers here and the barrier to entry for a broker.
Sorry, when Adam says here, we're actually in Dubai filming this right now.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
just so people get some context, we're not in the UK, we're in Dubai filming this right now.
He didn't fly me in for the podcast. Not that big of a deal.
Yeah, mate, 128 subscribers and like 20 views on each episode. It gets you loads of ad revenue nowadays. Yeah.
So where were we?
Sorry, you were talking about you slowly starting to turn it into a business and getting the leads and then starting to see a spark.
So Sarah was like exploring like what the real estate scene looked like out here. And the first thing she realized, she was like, I don't want a job in a brokerage. Do not want to work in that environment. Her words, pretty toxic. That's not for me. Okay. She's like, she wants to kind of be like the anti-broker, which is like...
The anti-broker.
The anti-broker broker.
I like it. Yeah, okay.
So rather than like forcing someone into one area, which is kind of what happens here because people have patches and bits like that, she was like, I just want to help families relocate to wherever is the right thing for them. So I was like, okay, crack on. So she started engaging people, people trusted her. And then they kind of became this like inflection point, probably about 4 months ago now, where we kind of had to just sit down and go, what's happening next year is in this year, 2026. Because she's operationally involved in a couple of the agencies that we own. Her heart's not in it. Head's not in it. She's getting so much joy from the stuff that she's doing off the back of YouTube. I'm like, is it time to like move all in and sort of like go, this is the career you actually want to build? So then we started like playing with that idea for a little bit. And I guess since then, we've de-scoped her nearly completely from the agency world. Yeah. And by the end of this quarter, she's going to be unpaid from anything else. Right, okay. Beyond the opportunities she creates herself off the back of the YouTube channel.
The thing is, she's going to have so much time, right? Yeah. And I think that's what a lot of people don't realize when they're turning into becoming a business or into like content creation or starting their own like entrepreneurial journey, is that all that time you get every single week, it just like 10x's the amount of time you had before. So it just speeds up the growth of like any business growth.
100%.
I think that's what's going to happen to her, right?
Yes, but there's skills missing. So
the skills missing. There is skills missing.
Her side, which are like blockers. She's happy to film content. She enjoys filming the content. She's never edited one of the videos. Okay. It's been like myself or the boys as like a project doing it. And that kind of came back to that note earlier, which is, okay, like how much time can we actually spend on creating content? I was often the blocker because we'd shoot content and then I would have to sit with the boys and edit it. Okay. And that takes a load of time, and anyone that's making content knows that I guess there's like things we can do easier, which is like, we call it like shooting with the edit in mind now, which is like, why are we shooting this piece of content? Yeah. And if we shoot something and we do 4 versions of it, it's like, cool, just please delete the other 3. So when we upload it all into the CapCut, it's like we're not having to trawl through all the content.
She literally delete it on the camera there and then. Yeah. Really? Yeah. So you just have to trawl through it all.
Exactly.
Oh, right. That saves so much time.
Just like one of our hacks because it also forces us to go like, why are you shooting this piece of content?
Does that like lose, by filming in that way, do you not lose any authenticity by doing that?
Yeah. So when we're shooting something that's like more, I guess, specific, like problem solution, where it's kind of like, these are the points we need to hit. That's kind of like more of a structured video. So that's where we will sit down and go, this is the thing we want to shoot. This is the thing that people are searching for on YouTube. We've sort of qualified it a little bit now with vidIQ to go, this is something that is not just our problem, it's other people's problem. Yeah, okay. We then work with our best friend, ChatGPT, brief it out a little bit, and then we go, cool, let's shoot this content. Yeah, and that's like very functional now. It's allow us to speed that process up. Yeah. The other more natural, authentic stuff is like the vloggy stuff. No, we don't reshoot any of that. And that's still very, very painful to edit. We would wish we could do more of it, but now it's a case of, if you think about it like more like a business process, it's like we can create content. We know when we're consistent with the content, it grows the audience. When the audience grows, more opportunities come through. But we're now at this point where we have to then now monetize the opportunities. So then we can fund third-party services to say, cool, if we're shooting content, can we get an editor in now part-time to then help us edit? Got you. To like enable us. I think the key thing is like, if you're creating content, it's like, what's the thing you're great at? And then just outsource everything else. Okay. Because that's normally the bottleneck.
So Sarah knows that she's great at being on camera, filming the content. But then there's the rest of this thing which you have to process and you have to systematize. And almost like I was speaking to Oscar Owen, who's an incredible YouTube strategist on another podcast, and he said exactly the same thing. And so many YouTubers I speak to have this exact same problem. And it's like, you've got to try and take yourself out of like 80% of like the process and just do the thing what you're good at, right?
Do the thing that you're good at. And I think most people struggle with it, which is what we're struggling with, which is content like has taste. It's like there's a flavor of how we like to come across.
Okay.
And in my head, I'm like, we can't teach someone that.
Can you not?
Well, I'm challenging myself with it now. I'm like,
Okay.
we're gonna have to.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to teach people like the way that we like to edit.
How can you scale if you don't?
We can't.
Yeah.
We can't. Otherwise, what's going to happen? It will like feast and famine, because like Sarah will get really good at editing herself. She's learning now. Then she'll get busier.
Yeah.
More leads will come through. But then that takes away from her time to be able to create content and edit. So then content will drop off, and we'll just end up in a really inconsistent business model.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, no. I want her to learn to edit in Q1 so she can control her own destiny.
Yeah.
But by the end of Q2, and this is how we think of stuff. I'm in like the background because I'm like the commercial guy.
Yeah.
And she's like driving the business. So
You're in her shadow now.
We swap roles, which is amazing.
Sounds great.
Which is amazing, and and I love that for her as well.
Yeah.
Like, I get to be background supporting, and she can drive it. And it's so refreshing, and it's generally brings me like loads of joy to see her doing something she enjoys.
Yeah.
But I'm like, okay, if we're going to do it, let's do it properly. Let's not half-ass it. Matthew McConaughey quote. I love that, by the way.
What he said, let's not half-ass it.
Don't half-ass it. If you're going to do something, do it properly. Have you not read Green Lights?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, of course.
Green Lights, please.
Green Lights.
Green Lights.
Okay.
On a plane, it's like 13 hours. He narrates it himself. Amazing storyteller.
Okay,
Best
cool.
book recommendation.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Nice.
don't half-ass it. If you're going to do it properly, or decline it. That's kind of a general rule.
So if you're listening, Sarah, don't half-ass it.
So now the job is, so how do we start to build an understanding of what the commercial model is for this business? That's our job in Q1, meaning we now have content, we now have a channel. We've got, it's a small, intense community that we're building. It's 6,500 subscribers, 6,200 subscribers, something like that. That then creates a number of inbound messages. Before we weren't tracking that, but if we're trying to build a business, we have to.
How do you know what content delivers the most? Because everyone says, let's make a YouTube channel into a business. And a lot of YouTubers do their biggest revenue stream, which I don't think a lot of people realize. Their biggest revenue stream is their businesses off the back of their YouTube channel. The ad revenue is like minimal. Yeah. Most YouTubers I speak to now, if you had a pie chart, it's like 10% is like ad revenue. The rest is through sponsorships. And then the rest, if they have a business, is through a business. How do you that like YouTube video to the amount of leads, how do you know what video make the amount of my leads or don't you?
It's a great question. We don't know right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't know. So in a perfect world, because of, I guess, my background in like specific like e-commerce, scaling e-com brands, that attribution, I would love to go, this lead came directly from the creation of this video.
I wish we could do that.
I wish we could do that.
Like a paid ads model.
100%.
Yeah, it just doesn't work.
It'd be absolutely perfect then.
Yeah.
But one thing that we know is true is when we create more content, we get more swings of the bat to get something to land.
Yeah.
And we're also creating like evergreen content, which means when it's on the channel, if you are looking to move to Dubai in 3 years' time, you are going to find some content from us.
It's still relevant.
And it's still relevant.
Okay.
Yeah. It's still relevant. So we just keep making content, and then something might just catch the algorithm right.
Yeah.
And those things give us a nice pop. It will grow the channel in a meaningful way. We've had some videos, we've got 6.2K subscribers, something like that. And we've had some videos, 1 or 2 videos that have probably generated over 1,500 subscribers just across 2 videos that have done extremely well for us. But we don't know how to replicate that. All we can start to do is go like signal and noise and go, okay, that video did well. And I think what most people don't do is like then obsess about like deconstructing the video.
Okay.
Like what was it in that video? Like what was the hook like? What was the title like? What are the comments saying?
Okay.
And we sort of like obsess about that a little bit. And what we're now doing is like in all of the comments, there are probably 50 new videos because the audience is just telling us what to make.
And also you are your audience, right? Yeah.
And we're on this journey.
Yeah.
We're on this journey. Like we have never bought a house or an apartment in Dubai. Today, we're expecting an offer to be accepted.
Yeah.
Cool. There's 10 videos there.
Yeah.
It's like, there are 10 videos.
Just buy houses just to create videos now.
But it's like we know, because we're authentic, we're also going to share all the mistakes that we've made.
Yeah.
We're going to share pounds and pence, exactly how much it cost.
Yeah.
And no one else does that. And we're like, okay, so if you move to Dubai, you're probably going to rent for a bit, then you're probably going to buy for a bit. And then the whole like thing that pulls this together is when people move, they need to look at property, they need to look at school and healthcare. And Sarah's focus is monetizing the property side of the business.
Okay.
So she has loads of conversations, and we were like, okay, some of those conversations translate into people actually making the move.
Yeah.
And we're like, but there's this big void of like opportunity that we looked at. It was like, there's all these people that want to move. They're on very different time horizons. What's the product that makes sense for this audience? And then we just went back through our content, which was like, oh, my word, how much money did we spend coming back to Dubai, finding the areas, flying here 3, 4, 5 times, check different areas, check the pricing, make all these mistakes. And I just said, Sarah, I said, how much would you have paid to get everything that we've done in research with a bow on it?
Okay.
And she was like, thousands. I thought, there's the product.
Oh, right.
I'm like, that's the product. So off the back of our own pain, we went, okay, let's just build a relocation package product.
Right, okay.
So we've got a product that's 950 quid.
Yeah.
You don't have to leave your home in the UK. We'll do all the research, Charlotte will get on calls, do the videos, everything like that. That all happens obviously off YouTube. But the beautiful thing is if someone comes through the channel and goes, I'm thinking about moving to Arabian Ranches 3, which is a community here. Sarah then gets to go and do personalized videos for that client. But when she's there, she gets to do dedicated content for the channel as well. So all of a sudden,
it's a whole ecosystem.
It's a whole ecosystem. So the more clients she builds and I guess wins, the more opportunity she gets to create content in a paid for way. And then all of a sudden we start to then amplify the channel a little bit. So we're going to be starting to run some like more media and ads on the actual channel soon. So we're starting to at least try to get some commercial rigor around it, so then we can reinvest into the growth.
Okay, so say you make £1,000,
Yep.
£950.
Yep.
From selling one of Sarah's products about how to relocate from the UK to Dubai.
Yep.
How long do you think it would take you to make £950 in ad revenue? If we were to compare the two. Is it easier, what I'm trying to say is, it's easier to make money off a business off the back of YouTube, or is it easier to make money through ad revenue, through CPM on YouTube?
I don't think we can get to a point where we could build a business that produces enough income from ad revenue alone.
Really?
Just because of the nature of the audience we're speaking to. We don't need that many people to buy a relocation package. Because once they buy the relocation package, and then when they decide to move, Sarah then helps them relocate. She gets a commission on the rental income or the rental deal or the house purchase.
Sure.
So that one customer, from an LTV, lifetime value perspective, creates a lot of opportunity. I think if we were to then go, no, we need to make our money from ad revenue, I think we'd end up having to create, it'll be a completely different strategy. We'd have to create like wider content, like 7 things you didn't know you could do in Dubai. And we'd have to go like away from what the mission of the channel is and go more mass market. And we've just got no interest in doing that.
I guess what you're trying to say here, which completely rips up the rule book for YouTube, or the rule book in which I think most people want to play in YouTube, which is going for the mass audience to build, to get as much money as possible through ad revenue. And essentially what you've done is, no, I don't need a huge audience. I need a smaller audience that will develop me high value leads and therefore make me more money than it would do if I was trying to go for the big general audience.
100%. And I think by obsessing over like a small audience that feels so laser focused, that have a very, very specific pain point, we would rather be literally like we've made so many great friendships off the back of the channel that we'd rather be like, we mean a lot to a small number of people. We build trust. And I think that's how you can build a decent business off the back of it. Compared to, I would hate to be in the game of trying to now make a business just from like CPMs. I just don't think we've got that skill set either.
You're less in control as well, I think, potentially.
Less in control, and I don't know, we're entrepreneurs, we're business people. We're not, YouTube for us has become an amazing opportunity and kind of an acquisition channel because of the nature of its, second biggest search engine in the world. People go there to solve specific problems. Like that is an amazing opportunity for anyone wanting to make content. That's why I was happy with my boys wanting to create content, because we're entrepreneurs and we're like, no matter what they do in their career, if they know how to make content that gets found online that solves specific problems, they're sorted. Like they will always be able to make
that skill is so invaluable, right?
100%.
So your boys, you've literally taught your boys how to edit videos, and they're 9 and 12 years old.
They know how to shoot, they know how to set mics up, they know how to edit on CapCut.
They're actually doing all this for us right now. Hi boys, they're behind the camera filming it all. Yeah, let's go.
My boys would, mate.
They probably would be able to do this though, right?
They know how to hustle. Yeah. They could take this and edit it down. Yeah.
I love that. That's so like entrepreneurial of you. Like as an entrepreneurial dad, it's like, you know, you're going to learn these skill sets, which are so much more valuable in life than like learning like trigonometry or something.
100%. Yeah. Cool. I don't need to know what happened in 1066. Tell me how to edit in CapCut. Yeah.
Like when you have a channel like this where you have, you know, not like when you have a super, super niche audience, how, when it comes to sponsorships and brands or people wanting to like sponsor your channel, how do you navigate that? And the reason why I ask is because essentially when a brand sponsors a YouTube channel or a bit of content, they're doing that to try and get in front of that person's audience, right? But your channel is built upon giving super valuable, authentic advice to people. Is it not like counterintuitive when a brand wants to say, shove this in front of your audience?
Yeah. So we're not the largest channel, so we don't get a tremendous amount of brands reach out to us, but we have had some. Yeah. And we have like a very simple reply, which is, and a lot of the brands that reached out to us wanted to do a deal is when they have like an experience or something that they sell. Okay. Here, and we've said, cool, we don't want to take payment. Give us tickets. Yeah. We'll come and experience it as a family. Yeah. But no matter what the outcome is you don't get any creative license on the edit. Yeah. You don't get to see it first. Our experience is our experience. Okay. And then most brands just say no.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, which is fine because we know the lane that we're playing in. Yeah. It's like the trust that we're building on the channel is worth way more than the £1,000 or whatever it is on a brand sponsorship opportunity. Like if we were to go on camera and say something's good and in our heart of hearts we're saying this wasn't worth the money. I think you can. We've been doing the channel for a couple of years. I think we could lose it overnight by looking like we've sold out. So
and because your audience is so engaged, they're going to do that thing. Then 100%. They're going to realise that it's not actually as good as what you said it is. And then they're going to...
We moved to Shoba Heartlands. 5-6 people off the back of the channel before we even doing real estate, moved there. There was a guy called Sean, if you ever watched the Sean, it was weird. It was in the gym in our building and he's like eyeballing me. And I'm like, are we about to have it off it? What's going on? I was like, you okay, mate? He was like, I didn't know how to say hello, but we've moved to this building because of your channel. Nice to meet you, Adam. I'm like, cool. He's become a good friend.
But it was weird, Sean, all right? Never do that again. If you see anyone famous, just say hello to them like a normal person, okay, mate?
Bloody hell, Sean. In a gym while we're lifting. I'm like, okay.
Does this guy fancy me or want to fight me? Do you know what I mean? Like, what's going on?
Open to each. And then, so that's like Shoba. And then the other people that have been on our channel, Connor and Jessica, they found the channel, they came here, they said, can we get some lunch? Our channel's helped them. They live 10 doors down from us now.
Wow.
Yeah. To your point, the stuff we put on the channel, because we're honest about it, we go, we enjoy it here or we don't like it there. People trust that and then make massive life decisions off the back of it.
Wow.
So I'm saying if you've got a small but like intense channel and you're building trust, I personally think I would much rather build a business off YouTube. Yeah. Keep that as authentic. And then I think most people go, yeah, but I want the subscribers, I want the views. You've got to get like realistic. Don't get caught up in the vanity metrics. Yeah. Some of our videos do 1,200 views. Some of our videos do 87,000 views. Yeah. And it's like, cool. 1,200 people that watch that video is still a tremendous amount of people. And it's like, that's what we have to just like stay grounded in.
And this is the thing, I think a lot of people focus on the outcome and like you said, the vanity metrics, rather than focus on what you can put in. And we were talking about this earlier when we went for breakfast, like it's about putting in the reps, right? And the thing you can control is your process and what you put in and how many videos you make and the consistency. And that's the only thing you can control. You can't control getting millions and millions of subscribers, but what you can control is your process.
Well, there was something that I outright stole from a Mr. Beast clip when he was on an interview. Yeah. It may have been on Colin and Samir.
He's going to steal this clip as well, by the way.
I don't blame him.
Just Mr. Beast, if you're watching, like, don't copy us.
Fair. Just don't get into real estate, please.
Yeah, please.
Especially in Dubai. But it was like, make 100 videos and just make one thing better every time. And that really landed with me because it's so easy to do. Yeah. So, sorry, not easy to do, easy to say. Yeah. Most people will make 7 videos and not get 100,000 views and go, oh, this isn't for me. I think most people approach creating content in an unrealistic way, to be honest with you. I'm like, okay, set yourself a realistic goal, and that might be make 25 videos, ignore the views, do a video, obsess about the retention chart, write down things to make better, deploy one of those next time. This is how I teach my boys anyway. This is the process. Okay. Because naturally they see ridiculous views, but I'm like, okay, views are the lag measure in wanky consultancy language. It's like, that's the output. Let's control the inputs. So I'm like, cool, we can control making the next video better. Was it the packaging? Was it the title? Was it the thumbnail? Was it the topic? Was it whatever it is? Let's do one thing. And if people are thinking about trying to create a channel or take content more seriously, I think doing the reps, to use your language, is just like, choose how many reps you're going to do. Yeah. Shut up. Get them done, then evaluate the situation. Yeah. Don't say you're going to do 25 videos because you want to take this seriously. Get 7 and get demotivated. Yeah. Because it's just an unrealistic expectation in my experience.
And so many people do quit. It's like, I was talking to my team yesterday about Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And you've seen like the famous like graphic of the guy mining, and then just before he's about to get to the gold, he then just turns away and just walks home.
But just on that, sorry to interrupt, but it's like,
to this podcast.
I think you've got to choose what your goal is. Yeah. Like for us, we didn't set out to build a business. We set out to build a helpful channel in a community. That was actually even before that. It wasn't even the community side, so we didn't know if it was going to get any views. Our goal was family time together, sharing experiences and teaching the boys a skill. That was a win. That gave us enough energy and commitment to it to keep going. And then it was like, oh, there's a new gold, and that's the community that we're helping. And I think like working out like why you're doing it and having really clear expectations from day one, super important.
So you've gone from A to B, which is, it's a family channel. You want to teach your boys a skill. Then B to C, which is, okay, we're getting some views here. We're generally helping people. We're going to start creating more content around helping people that will in turn help us as well. And then, what level? I shouldn't do this. C to D is like, okay, we're starting to make some money from this now. A little bit of money, right? It's like, okay, we're starting to make money. Leads starting to come in. Great. Sarah's now about to like do it full time and, you know, everything else. How do you now go from D to Z, which is like scaling it? Like, I don't know if that's your intention, but building it into a bigger business, 100%. Generating more revenue. Like, what's the next step look like for you in your YouTube journey? And just to let people know, like, Adam's been doing this, 3 years you've been doing YouTube for? Yeah. And you're only at like point D. I'm not saying it's a bad thing or a good thing, but like I'm just trying to highlight like how long it does actually take to get to that point.
100%.
3 years you've been doing this, and now you've only just started making revenue off the back
100%
of YouTube.
Yeah, that's why I like the earlier point of like choosing how you get value and how your energy from the channel really matters. Because if you say, hey, by the way, you may have a business in 3 years' time, but you won't know, just shut up and just get on with it. Yeah. Really, really hard. Yeah. It's like, okay, and if you've got a day job and you're doing this on the side, fantastic. Set yourself some realistic expectations along that journey. In terms of how we scale it from here, the thing that I would say, if we went to that like 30,000 foot view, what we've realized is the opportunity is how people sell real estate in Dubai is selfie, wearing a Rolex, wearing a suit in 47-degree heat, trying to speak like a very technical language, baffle people with data, apply some pressure, and that's how units are sold here. Yeah. We hate it. Okay. So we just think there's an opportunity to build an actual decent, authentic real estate brokerage. So, which is content first, which is actually, okay, this year, how do we just prove out our model? Relocation package. How many of those can we sell? How many of those convert into a customer that buys a property or rents a property? Do that this year. Next year, start our own real estate brokerage. So pay the licensing fees, set up a dedicated company for Sarah so she has her own trading license so she can do all the deals herself and capture all the value. Yeah. Then beyond that, we then find creators and then work with people to create content in different communities. So all of a sudden we've got community content being created across Dubai by families in an authentic way. So we create the biggest honeypot of content where if you're a family looking to move to Dubai, you can't help but bump into us. Yeah. You fall in love with what we stand for and you want to do business with us. Yeah. That's what we're going to do.
Everything you just said there was about what you're going to do and your input. And I highlight this so much. There's so many clients that we work with and strategists and everyone that in the YouTube space is that you didn't say, okay, from step C to Z is we want to get 1 million views, or we want to get 2 million views, or 3 million views. This is where we want like the views to go. You just focus on what you're going to do, the process to build the business off the back of it. Does this look like, is it as granular as we want to upload a video every week, or like every Tuesday? Like, do you want to like 10 shorts a week? Is that the level of detail that you get into, or are you not so structured like that?
We're not, but we're getting there.
Does it matter that you have to be structured like this? Because everyone thinks it does, but then there's so many people that have just ripped up the rule book in the YouTube space at the moment.
I think the structure helps. It kind of comes back to what you said earlier, which is like controlling the inputs. It's very simple. If you just look at when we upload and growth of channel, and growth of channel results in more people contacting us because they're aware of us.
Okay.
Like, and the views then translates into leads create opportunities for sales. I think having a rigor around it kind of for me comes up as like showing up as a professional.
Yeah.
It's like, if you are taking this seriously, honey, wife, Sarah, then what are you doing in your 40 hours, 50 hours, 60 hours a week?
Yeah.
What does that look like? Because we can control that. Everything else we can't.
Yeah.
Can't control the views, can't control all that. And that might mean, okay, there's these 15 communities we have no content for. Okay, every other week there's a piece of content going out on this community because people will be searching for these communities because they've heard about them. We need to show up in the search for these things. How does shorts translate into growth of the channel? Are shorts purely just vanity, or are they actually translating into something more meaningful? We're trying to work that out, but we are trying to develop like a structure of like, you show up as a job, you create content because content is our funnel. I think the risk of not having structure around that is you get so busy on the other part of the business. You're nurturing the leads, you're having conversations, you're having WhatsApp, you're having video calls. And then all the leads then dry up because you've forgotten what mattered, which is top of funnel creating content.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So it's like we have to create structure up there, otherwise it will technically become lowest on the list because it's the furthest away of creating value. It's the furthest away from creating cash. So as soon as the business gets busier, I'm super aware that Sarah is going to focus on closing deals, helping families relocate. Yeah. And then she goes through a dry spell for 6 months because she hasn't made content up here. So
not creating content now is a problem in 3 months' time or 6 months' time, right?
Much more articulate than the way I framed it.
Yeah. So I think like there's 3 things that content creators are fighting nowadays, right? One is the quality, like making, like having good quality ideas, most of all, and just coming up with good quality ideas all the time. The other is the quantity. So it's like, how can I create 1 YouTube video per week, and how can I create 10 shorts per week? And both of these are really, really hard to do, to keep up like that top level. So you've got quality, you've got quantity up here. You need to do good ideas, lots of videos, and then also you need to be quick to make the videos as well. So it's like that quality, quantity, and speed. And it's like, unless you have a process or unless you have a structure, you're never going to be able to balance all 3 and keep them all at a consistent level. And I think it's the YouTubers that do those 3 things really well over a long period of time. That's when they start to see, like, you know, the leads coming into their business off the back of their channel just consistently. So
what we're going to develop now is a framework, which is 3 Qs.
3 Qs.
So we've got quality, quantity, quickness. There you go. And what that equals is it compounds over time. If you do these 3 inputs, it will work. Like,
so you need a process for each one. A process for creating good ideas, a process for creating lots of videos, and a process for creating videos at speed. Yeah.
And I think there's loads of tools out there, as you know, for like validating an idea. But I think depending on what your channel is about, most of the good ideas will come from your first world experience or from your comments if you're at a point where you've got people in your community. I obsess about going into the comments and replying to people.
Really?
Yeah. Even the people that are like, let your wife talk, stop speaking over you, can tell what type of husband you are. There's like one video that has done really, really well for our like channel growth. And I would say 30% of the comments is because we're that authentic. We just had a bad day. And we're like, no, but we said we were going to record. And it's like, we didn't want to record. And we're like, no, set the camera up. We're recording. And you can feel that there's tension.
What video is this one?
It's something like everything you need to know about moving to Dubai. You open it and it's like me and Sarah talking at Shoba, and it's like an interview style. And all you just need to do is like go through the comments, and it looks like I'm like the worst husband in the world. And so I was like, what do you want to do with these comments? I'm like, reply. I'm like, cool. So I would just go in and reply. And I'm like, listen, we make loads of content. We're having a bad day. Yeah. Go and watch the rest of the content. We'll see what we're like. And then
we're happily married, I promise you.
Judge me as a husband. I'm like, fine.
You and Sarah have been married a long time, right?
Yeah, we've been married since, I should know this, shouldn't I? 11 years this year. Yeah, 11 years this year.
Yeah. If it's not 11 years, if it's next year, I'll release this podcast next year for you just to help you out, mate. All right? Yeah.
I'm not. Yeah. It could be 12 years this year, actually. Yeah.
12, 11,
Yeah.
you know, potato, same thing. When you've been married that long, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
But you've been together like forever.
Yeah.
What my point is not, I'm not trying to probe into your relationship. My point is that when you're naturally filming your life, when you've been together like so long, and you're almost like friendships, it's like a friendship at this point. You're going to have bad days.
100%.
But people want to see that. They want to see they want to see like the reality of your life.
The guy that stopped us in the mall a couple of weeks ago. And again, there's that whole parasocial relationship thing, which is like they know more about us than we know about them.
Yeah.
But we moved from Shoba to Villanova, and I tried to surprise the family because I thought that's what they wanted to move to. I thought they wanted to be in Villanova in this villa. Right. So I went and did the deal, closed it, and I pretended to drive home to Shoba Heartlands. I was like, oh, I missed the turning. Turned into Villanova. I was like, ta-da! I got it on camera. And she was like, what have you done? I was like, I thought you'd want to move. And she's like, no, never make this. Like, so this guy who stopped me was like, you really dropped the ball when you moved to Villanova, didn't you? And he knows it because he's watched it and he's followed it and there's like a relationship there. But we show everything. And I think choosing the battles that you play out when you're creating content.
Yeah.
I think our authenticity and our willingness to show up without this like beauty filter on everything. I think that's one thing that's really helped our channel. I'm not saying everyone has to do that, but I think you do have to work out like how you show up and how you cut through the noise a little bit. And when Dubai is so premium, so brand, so perfect, some people showing up going, there's some problems with this place. Like it's very expensive. There's all this stuff going on, but we still choose to live here for these reasons. It's people go, I can trust those people. Yeah. And I think that's like become a superpower for us as a channel. I think it's working out what your superpower is because YouTube, very noisy, got to work out how to cut through. Yeah.
So live on YouTube, you surprised your family by moving their family home without telling them.
We'd gone and do a viewing, all correct. Didn't tell them.
That's mental.
I was trying to do a nice thing.
Do you not think that's mental? Your entire family.
I was trying to do a nice thing. I thought they wanted space. They wanted to try a villa. They wanted to try the community. And I was like, but you loved it so much. And she was like, I was being polite to the estate agent like that showed us round, Vanessa. And she was like, I was being polite. I was like, but you were so into it. She was like, I was being polite. I'm not saying I don't want to move here, but you should have given me part of the choice. I should have been in the decision to move our family. And
this is what happens when YouTube goes wrong. You do realise, right?
Well, the real problem is where it came down to it, and there's a real salty part in the video where it's like, it's easy for you to move us, Adam, because you just work from your laptop. You don't do the school runs. I used to love my walk to school with the kids. Yeah. You've taken that away from me. I now lose 2 and a bit hours a day on the school commute. And I was like, fair.
And this was all on YouTube?
Yeah.
Good thing you're married to her, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Bloody hell. Sorry, you're an absolute hero. Jesus, I wouldn't be with you anymore. You'd be divorced straight away, mate.
Yeah, it was that was like that was like a high friction episode.
Wow. But again, that's authentic, right? That's 100%. Authentic. So you have the 3 Qs, right? We just come up with this. Quality.
Well, you did. I just replaced speed with quickness.
Yeah, okay. So you have quality, quantity, and quickness. Okay. You do all these 3 things, right? Yeah. You've got your process, you're creating videos, you're making them fast, they're good, you think they're good ideas, and then you post it on YouTube, you hit the post button, and it just absolutely tanks. Well, not tanks, but you know, it gets like, I don't know, 10 views or whatever the percentage of low views is for your channel, because everyone's different, right? 5,000 views to you might not be a lot of views. To me, at this moment in time, it's like millions of views, you know what I mean? Anyway, my point is, how do you stay so motivated on YouTube when your videos don't do so well?
Great question. The immediate thing that comes up is we kind of don't have expectations on a video by video basis. And that's easy to say, but like sometimes we'll go, we think this video is going to be a banger because this is something that we wish existed. We spend more time on the scripting or the briefing and then the production, and we spend loads more time on the edit, and it just flops. The way that we try and approach it, and it might be just like rose-tinted glasses approach, but it keeps us sane, is every video is an experiment, and we go, cool, what did we learn? And then we just literally go, what did we learn? It comes back to that Mr. Beast quote. It's like, if you can make one thing better every video, if something flops, that is a signal of what not to do. And I go, okay, what have we learned? So we don't do that for the next 10 years we're on YouTube. Like that one video could save us so much time in the future. And it's just approaching it with that attitude. Because I think you still got to show up and do the reps, what we spoke about earlier. Like if a video flops, there is arguably more reason to obsess about the video as to what went wrong.
So you're actually gaining more from a video when it doesn't do so well
If
than
you're
when a
willing
video
to sit in the
does
mud
well.
with it a little bit.
Yeah,
like you have to
okay.
go, okay, what did I learn?
Yeah.
A video should be an experiment. Every video is an experiment. No one video is your channel.
Yeah.
So that video is an experiment. What did you learn from it, good or bad?
What have you learned then? What is the one, from your learnings over the last 3 years, what are the 1% things or even 0.5% things you've learned from like every single video that's gradually meant, okay, that's worse or that's got better? Like, what are these mistakes? Because people will be watching this and listening to this right now going, right, I want to start YouTube or I'm posting content, but you know, everyone's falling into the same mistakes. Even me, I'm falling into the same mistakes. What can people learn from you?
Okay, first thing that comes up is like we learned that transparency was a superpower for us.
Okay.
Because to sort of like zig while everyone's zagging, if that's even a phrase, like people are flexing about Dubai and lifestyles and bits like that. They're not being honest about the real costs and challenges of living here. We're like, okay, let's just be super transparent. And then when people see that, they latch onto it because people they don't want to be sold to, and they want to, especially the people that are in our audience, they're like, no, like, what's it really like for this family? So I think transparency was a superpower for us. The thing we haven't nailed down, but we know is true, is if we're consistent, our channel just continues to compound and grow.
What does consistency look like from you from a very like granular level?
At least one piece of content every 2 weeks,
Okay.
which is slightly longer form, sort of 9 to 22 minutes. We've done some stuff that's like 40, 45 plus and bits like that. Sort of like 9 to 22 minutes is like the window where we can keep people engaged.
Yeah.
Every 2 weeks, and then we're still learning what shorts need to, how they like contribute towards the channel growth. Our current thinking is, rather than like try and do lots of post-production and bits like that on shorts, we just have to just use that as more of the vloggy stuff and just keep people up to date. So like consistency for us is like every 2 weeks. Like how can we enable that and then build a plan and just do that for 6 months and then review.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because so many people so many people who want to start YouTube, especially for like any aspiring creators, they don't understand that like what you do, your first video, they just think it has to be perfect from the offset. And it's like starting a business idea. I mean, we've started so many business ideas, you and me, in the past. And I think what we're so good at, one of our skills, I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but we just start something and just do it, right? And then you just learn whilst you're doing it. And like this, for example, this podcast is me just learning in public. Like I'm not saying I'm the best podcaster in the world or the best YouTuber in the world, but every single video I do, every single person I speak to, every single post that I upload, like I'm just learning and learning and learning and learning and learning. And then eventually when you do get to like, 5,000 subscribers or 10,000 subscribers, like what I've learned over the last 2-3 years of building this podcast is almost like so valuable for someone that you can't actually get to that point unless you do the reps, unless you post the videos, unless you like learn from your mistakes and from your wins as well. And I think there's so many people are so caught up on like perfection first rather than, okay, this isn't going to be perfect first. Let's just get in there. Let's just do it. And let's just keep moving.
But how crazy of an idea even is that? My eldest right now he bought himself a keyboard. And he's just learned how to play Eminem Mockingbird, and now he's doing Azazam. And when he picks up the keyboard, he's horrendous. Okay, but the thing that he learned last year, because he's got Duolingo, and he does Arabic at school, but he's been doing an extra 15 minutes a day in Arabic, is you start off terrible, and then you just show up, and then over time you get better.
Yeah.
The audacity for someone to think that they can start a YouTube channel and come out the gates with perfect content is mental, is the only word I can explain.
Do you not think that's because your son doing it at home, he's just learning like in his bedroom or whatever?
What's your point? You said you're building in public.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, isn't my advice, it's what you've shared. The only piece of advice that I think people need to take away from this is if you're looking to take YouTube seriously, be willing to build in public.
Yeah.
And be vulnerable. And understand that the people that take the piss, I'm not sure if you can swear on your podcast, by the way.
You can swear as much as you fucking like.
Okay. But the people that take the piss are there to pull other people's towers down because they're not brave enough or have the courage to try and build something themselves. They are not your audience. They will actually feed the algorithm. if there's any comments that you don't like, just say thank you. Like with people saying you're a terrible husband, let your wife speak. Thank you. You just drove the algo. I've got more views because of you. I really appreciate you. Let's engage in the comments. Let's have this back and forth. If you can get to a position where you build in public and have the courage to do that and just go, I'm on a journey, those people will be successful. Categorical. Like it's impossible for that person to fail because they'll learn every day, they'll build in public, and they'll just get better every single day. The people that build in a silo and try and create perfection, and there is someone, you know who you are, Chloe. There is someone that I know in my friendship circle who is an amazing Pilates instructor. She obsesses about it. She's been trying to launch her Pilates channel for probably 18 months now.
Okay. Where is it, Chloe?
There is not one video that I've seen because the lighting's wrong, and I know
can't see it.
I know that she will be fantastic.
Yeah.
But it's I want it when she's reviewing it and she's editing it. She knows that it's not where she wants it to be.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool. It doesn't matter what you want. Put it out. See how it resonates with other people, and then you go, okay, let's just make it a little bit better. Let's make it a little bit better. I think you nailed it, which is like building in public. To use that phrase, if people can do that and enjoy that process. One, they'll actually start doing it compared to sit in a bedroom, spending 2 years trying to make the perfect video. And also, personally, from what I've experienced with my channel, is when you're building in public and just being honest, people love that, man. They love and people want to see people win, but they want to see it in an authentic way.
Yeah.
And I think if you come out the gate and it's perfection, weirdly, I think that's kind of like
yeah, when you see like a video blow up on YouTube and it's like their first video, you're like, what?
Yeah,
what is like this magic sauce that this person used? I don't
know.
Yeah. I always said like admire, like I think nowadays it's actually less ballsy to build in public than it was like 50 years ago. Like when you'd see like an actor 50 years ago who's dead famous, but becoming an actor 50 years ago is way more frowned upon than it was now. Like it's just, you know, way more like academic and get a job and get a degree and all this sort of thing. Whereas now, like every kid wants to be a YouTuber nowadays, and it's cool to be a YouTuber.
But every kid wants to be a YouTuber. But I also think, I mean, I hate the idea of my boys hanging out on like TikTok and Instagram. It's like that. They don't have those accounts. But there's also like so much pressure around showing up in a like the lifestyle. What you show is like who you are, and the portrayed image of who you are and your lifestyle. I just think there's so much pressure on kids, and I see it. I hear what my son says, and they're in like Snapchat. I don't know if they're called groups or whatever. Snaps, don't know.
You're so like down with the kids, bro.
Not on the channel. But I think there's like this making content that's never been easier.
Yeah.
But there's also like this perceived pressure to show up and be perfect across all these channels. Otherwise, especially the younger creators, it's like, well, we've been there, mate. You know, it's like between like 13 and 18 or 13 and 20. It's like the idea of being brave and creating content. And I know this isn't the businessy audience we're speaking to, but for young creators, for a young creator to have the courage to be themselves and be authentic, it's the one thing I wish I could bottle up and give to my kids.
Really?
I know we're going slightly parenting here, but the one thing I could give them would be like self-awareness and the ability to not give a shit about what anybody else thinks apart from the person they're looking back in the mirror.
I love that, mate. It's good. It comes from the parents, and I think, you know, that you hear of so many stories of like, you know, when kids are like the best footballers or the best singers in the world or the best entrepreneurs in the world when they're like really young, it's normally because they have a parent who's just like drilling into them and just so obsessive behind them. You think of like David Beckham's dad, or, you know, like he become like England team so young or whatever. And because it's their parents who just not only just give them like, show them that they need to have a skill and work hard, but also show them to not care and to just be like, just stay in your lane and just do your own thing and just keep driving forward.
But I think that's what a creator needs. They need to define what their lane is and own it.
Yeah, and own that space.
Yeah. And everything that looks shiny that comes around it, develop the discipline to know, no, this is who I am, where I play, how I win. Everything else is a distraction. Just put your head down and build. Those people inevitably will be successful. Everyone else that's like shiny, wants to chase views and bits like that, it's just a cycle. You'll be famous, you'll be a fad. Like it will just go round. There's no consistency. It's not something I'd recommend.
So it's about almost like being disciplined rather than being like ambitious, really.
Yeah.
Do your kids want to be YouTubers?
They flip between it.
Yeah.
It depends on what you mean by YouTubers as well. Is they want to create content.
Yeah.
Yeah. They believe that like content is an unlock for every opportunity they want to do. So like one of my kids wants to occasionally decides he wants to be a professional rugby player.
That's it.
And then occasionally he decides he wants to be a vet because he loves animals.
Okay.
But in both of those stories, it's like, imagine if I was like documenting my journey from like being an under 12s rugby team all the way through to a professional. How cool would that be?
That'd be
I'm
so
like,
sick to be
that's cool,
fair. Yeah.
Or,
So you taught him storytelling, basically.
Storytelling,
Yeah, amazing, bro.
that's the only difference between us
Amazing.
and animals, from my understanding, is humans are the only creatures on the planet to tell stories.
Really?
Yeah, someone told me that. I don't know if it's true, but I love that. It's like our ability to transfer information and tell stories is the only thing that separates us from animals. And I'm like, cool. So let's get really good at storytelling.
And your kids have nailed it. Well, shout out to them, mate. That's really
they're
sick.
legends.
That's really sick, mate. It's been great. You are, first of all, you're an inspiration to me. So thank you
I
for
appreciate
being that, mate. I wish you were my dad growing up. And I can say that because my dad's an arsehole, so yeah, I don't care so much.
Well, brothers don't.
You're like my...
We're brothers.
Yeah,
We're
you're
brothers.
like my Dubai dad, so thank you, mate. Sorry, Dubai brother, you're not that much older than me. And I wish you every success with your YouTube channel, mate. I mean, you've literally started it as a hobby, as like something to... You started it with the desire to teach your kids a skill, which I think is just like so genuine and so authentic, and now it's slowly starting to like turn into a business, mate, and you deserve every success of it. So
Appreciate it.
congrats, mate. Thank you. Should we have a hug? I like to hug people.
Out.
Yeah. There we go.